Hello, everybody. Welcome to yoga. My name is Mimi, and I'm here leading yoga every second and fourth Wednesday of the month here with Thunder Mist. So today is really, really hot, and if your home is anything like mine is, temperature-wise right now, my guess is that you're looking for something a little bit slower. So still getting that good stretch in, still moving the body, still loosening the joints, the limbs, and the muscles, but maybe not too active, maybe not working any harder to sweat, since really in my home, just sitting still, I'm sweating plenty. So we're going to keep it really slow and mellow tonight. Most of my classes are fairly slow and mellow, but tonight we'll go even more in that vein. And I'm going to welcome you all to start by lying down on your back. But before you do that, these are yoga blocks, and we're going to be using them tonight in our practice. And if you don't have yoga blocks at home, you can do something makeshift. So you could grab a couple of big books. You could grab really firm pillows, might work. Cans that are sturdy, just something. Although actually, if you're using cans or books, you'll probably want a pillow also for some of the stuff that we do. So go ahead and gather those things. And then we'll all join up together on our backs. And as you come onto your back, take a little time to land. You might decide to have your knees bent, or you might decide to open them long, stretch them long. Whichever it is that you choose to do, as you come into the position, as you come into the shape, see if you can create a little bit of airflow around the body. So that might mean taking your arms out some to the side, exposing the underarms and letting the air circulate there. And it might mean taking your feet a few inches wider than you normally would, whether your knees are bent or your legs are extended, so that you've got the ability for air to flow all around you. And then just begin to slow things down. So sometimes our body slows down a lot. Like right now, I am lying here in stillness. But I've had a really full and busy day. I just hopped off being on the computer for hours and hours and hours in a meeting. And so my head still feels very active. My nervous system still feels very active. So if that's the case for you as well, maybe you just got off work a little while ago, more and more people going out to work. Maybe you just got home and you're still adjusting to what it's like to be out in the world or have these extra demands for you to show up in different ways. And try to see if you can start by slowing down your breath. And so you begin the process of deepening the breath, making sure that the breath isn't just sitting at the very top of your chest, but that you're encouraging that breath to originate down low, so below the navel. And then the breath slowly builds, driving up to your rib cage. And then eventually the top of the chest and all the way up to the tips of your collarbones, so that you're incorporating the entirety of your torso into the movement. And as you deepen the breath, see if you can elongate it as well. And the two kind of naturally happen hand in hand. So a deeper breath, just in general, ends up being a longer breath as you draw it in and as you let it go. And again, through that process, it becomes slower as well. And then as you move through these cycles of long, deep, slow breath, maybe you begin to feel a shift. Maybe you begin to feel the nervous system come along for the ride. Slowing down. Maybe you feel a little bit more spaciousness if the mind was feeling really crowded or overloaded. And then once the mind becomes less crowded and overloaded, and you really begin to land in your body, notice what's going on. Notice what's true for you as you lie here this evening. Maybe notice your level of energy. So sometimes the hot can seep some of the energy from our bodies. But at the same time, we've got these long, bright days. So at 6 o'clock, still very bright outside. So your body might feel like it has more energy than it typically does. More energy than it would in the middle of winter when it's already been dark for a little bit. And then just notice other things as well. Notice if your body feels open, maybe all the heat, lubricating your limbs and making you feel ready to move, or maybe your body feels kind of heavy, sluggish. Or maybe it's something else. So wherever you are on that spectrum or whatever it is that you're feeling, know that it's okay. There's not one particular way to feel. It's just honoring and acknowledging what's true for you this evening. Now we're going to begin to move together. So if your knees are not already bent, you're going to go ahead and bend them. And you're going to take your arms out wide. And then you're going to make sure that your feet are set down wide as well. So to the edges of your mat. And then go ahead and drop your knees down to the right as you turn your head to look over your left shoulder. And inhale, come back to the center with the knees and the nose, and drop your knees to the left and look over your right shoulder. And go back and forth, side to side. Slow and simple. Feel the back of your head getting a bit of a massage as you continue to work the legs back and forth. Good, and then come back to the center with your feet firmly set on the floor. And then take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. Keep that left foot way out wide. And then use your right ankle to guide your legs down and over to the right. See if you can feel a sort of heaviness in the limbs, legs dropping downward. A few more moments here. And then you'll inhale your legs back up to the center. Uncross your legs and set your foot down wide. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And you're going to go ahead and let your legs fall down and over to the left. And again, as you do that, see if you can let the legs be heavy so they have a sense of dropping, a sense of sinking. And then inhale your legs back up. You're going to set your left foot wide again. And then you're going to turn your toes in towards each other. Heels are going to spin out. And you're going to bring your thighs and your knees towards each other. And bring your hands to your belly. Just allow your hands to rest there. Feel the rise and the fall of your belly. That simple movement beneath your hands. Good, and then turn your knees so that they're upright again. You can walk your feet closer together. Sweep your right arm to the floor behind you. And you're just going to roll to your right hand side. Curl your knees in towards your belly and rest your head on your arm. Just taking a few moments here, curl up on your side. Nothing fancy. Just enjoying the simple, supported way of lying down. And then begin to guide yourself up to a seat. And we're going to come to hands and knees. So coming to hands and knees, go ahead and spread your palms wide. You can take your knees a little bit wider as well. And we're just going to come into what's called cat-cow. So you'll inhale and you'll tip your pelvis down and you'll pull your shoulders back in space. And then you'll exhale and you'll round and you'll reach the back of your heart towards the ceiling. Inhale, tip your pelvis forward, pull your shoulders back, open up your heart. Exhale and round. And then keep it up. So opening front of the body and then opening back of the body. And what I like to do as I move through this sequence or this flow is to close my eyes so that I can feel more intimately into my body and not get distracted by what's going on around me. Good, and then come to a neutral shape, and you're going to bring your big toes together and open your knees wide, sit your hips back, and bow yourself down for child's pose. Nice and simple. Take a few deep breaths into the back body. And then come on up to a tabletop again. Good. You're going to take your left leg and you're going to stretch it long behind you and bring the ball of your foot to the floor. And you can push through that heel so that you feel a stretch in the back of the calf muscle, your soleus muscle. And then let up on that push, and you're going to sweep your right arm up for a twist. Take a moment here. Good. And then lower your hand down. And what you're going to do is drop your left heel to the floor. Spin your right thigh out just a little bit. And then you're going to bring your left arm to the ceiling. Good. You can stay right here. Some of you might want to pick up your left leg, floating it in the air, giving yourself a little bit more challenge here. And then lower your leg, lower your hands. You're going to spin yourself back around to the front and come to a downward facing dog. So lift yourself up and back. Spread through your palms. And you can pedal your feet a little bit here. So bending into one knee and then the other. Letting your hips wobble a bit from side to side. And then when you're ready, you'll sink your knees back down to the floor. And you'll find another child's pose. So bring your big toes together. And knees apart, stretch your arms in front of you. And sit your hips back towards your heels. And just take a little time when I'm in that shape. I sometimes like to stretch my arms really long in front of me so I feel some sensation and pull along the undersides of my arms and my upper back. And then come on up to a tabletop again. All right. In your tabletop, go ahead and this time it's the right foot stretching back behind you. You're going to push through your heel. You're going to reach to the crown of your head. Take some time here. And then letting up on that plant into your right hand, and it's your left arm reaching up for a twist. That back leg, your right leg stays active. Good, and then lower your hand down. You're going to drop your right heel. Spin your left toes out a little bit, and then it's the right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Good. And again, you might stay here. You might decide to lift that leg up, coming into a little bit of balance and strengthening the hips and the glutes. One more moment. And then lower down. Spin yourself around. And let's come to a downward facing dog. So tucking your toes under and lifting up and back. Good, and then begin to walk your feet forward. Soften through the knees. And allow the upper body to drape down over your back. Let the head be heavy, the neck be long. And then press into your feet. Do a big sweep of your arms, reaching high overhead. And then bring your hands in to heart center. Take a moment. Feel into the soles of your feet. Press the thumbs into your sternum. And then relax your arms by your side. You're going to bring your left hand, to your shoulder. And you're going to begin to circle that shoulder around. Circling it in one direction a few times. And then eventually circling it in the other direction. All right. And then you're going to release that arm. We're going to circle that arm again, but we're going to circle the whole body with it. So just sweep that arm in big looping circles. All the way around. And then you're going to go in the other direction. So again, big looping circles. Round and round you go. And then lower that hand down, and we're going to go to the other side. So bring your hands to your shoulder. And beginning to circle it around. And circle in the other direction. And then release that arm down. And moving circles. Here we go. Round and round. Sweeping the arm. A few times in one direction. And reverse it. Good. And then lower that arm, come to stillness. I'm going to stack our hands right in at our heart. Good. Make sure that your feet feel stable, planted into the ground, hugging the ground with the soles of your feet. And then tuck your chin a little bit and maybe round your shoulders forward some. And then you're going to inhale and open up, leaning back, stretching throat and back. And then exhale, curl in some, and bring your hands back at your chest. And opening up, front of the body, stretching wide, maybe just takes the back bend. And then exhale, curling in, and as you do it, keep alternating the cross of your arms, alternating the position of your hands. Few more rounds. One last one. And fold the hands in, let the head drop down, and just take a couple moments here. And then release your arms down. Good. We're going to find those blocks, or whatever it is that you're using to prop up your hands. And we're going to bring them right up to the front of our mats And on either side of our ankles. I'm going to bring your hands to your heart. And we're going to do a half sun salutation. So you're going to inhale, sweep your arms up. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then exhale and bow all the way down. Inhale. Straight legs and a flat back. And exhale, fold in again. Inhale, sweep your arms high and wide. And exhale to your heart. Good. And let's do it again. So inhale, let your arms sweep wide. And exhale, bow all the way down. Inhale and extend. Straight legs and a flat back. And exhale, fold in again. Inhale, sweep your arms high. And exhale to your heart. Good. This time, the right foot is going to step back into a lunge as we do this. So you're going to inhale and reach arms up. Exhale and dive forward. Inhale and extend. And then bring your hands to your blocks and step your right foot back. Try to step your foot back into a deep lunge. Hands are on your blocks. Lift your heart. And always flip your blocks up higher. If you're feeling bunched up on that front leg, or you want to see if you can play with a bit of a back bending quality. And then straighten your front leg. So straightening the front leg, bowing in and reaching your heart forward. Take a few more moments here, no rush. Good, and then rebend into your front knee. Good. You're going to go ahead and drop your back heel so that your toes spin out. Good. And then take the block or whatever is behind your left ankle and raise it as high as it goes. You're going to press into it, and you're going to bring that right hand to your hip and twist open. Good. Maybe you separate your feet a little bit more so you can bend into that front knee, dropping your hips a little bit lower. And then see if you can sneak that forearm to your thigh. Keep rolling the top shoulder back, the right shoulder back. Good. And then see if you can keep your legs how they are. And just simply come on up to a warrior two. Look out over that left middle finger. And then straighten your front leg. We're going to reach up and back. Long to the side. One more moment here. And then let your arms go wide. And we're going to tip into a triangle pose. So the legs stay straight. And the arms stack. Shoulder to shoulder. Good. Some of you might be able to take your hands and sneak into that block. Take one more moment. Good. And then we're going to come out of it the same way. So you're going to bend your elbow, placing your hands in your hip. Bend into that left knee and bring your hand to the block. And then begin to spin on your back heel and find a lunge. And then step yourself forward. Good. Once you step forward, you could take a little time. Maybe you hang down over your thighs. And then press into your feet. Sweep the arms high and wide. Bring them in to your heart. Good. Take a hand to your heart, a hand to your belly. Close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. All right, we're gonna do the other side. I'm gonna set my blocks off at the other end of my mat, just so that when I open up, I'm still facing you and facing the camera rather than turning my back to you. You can stay right where you are. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, big dive forward. Inhale, straight legs, flat back. And then bring your hands to your blocks and step that left foot back. You're coming into your lunge to start. Hands pressing on the blocks, the back leg straight and active. Take a few moments. And then straighten your front leg. Reach your heart forward. Take some time here. Another couple breaths. Rebend into your front knee. Whatever is underneath your right hand, bring it up to its highest point. And you're going to drop your back heel flat. Take that hand to your hip and roll your chest open. Bend a little bit more deeply into that right knee. One more breath here. And then sneak your forearm to your thigh. Keep rolling your chest open. One more moment. Keep your legs exactly like they are and just come on upright. We'll look out over that right middle finger. And then straighten your front leg and lean back. And then coming upright and balanced in the middle, you're going to tip into your triangle pose. Both legs stay straight. You can rest that right hand on your shin, or maybe you reach on down to the block. Good. And then coming out of it, bring your hands to your hip. Make sure that your right hand's on your block. You're going to bend into your right knee. And then begin to spin to a lunge. Good. And then just hop your back foot up. Open your feet a little bit. And hang down over your legs. Take a few moments there. Let the upper body drape down over the thighs. And then press into your feet. Sweep your arms high and wide. And join them in right at heart center. Good. Relax your arms down. And then take your left hand to your hip. Reach your right arm up. Good. Think of your hips a little bit of a shove over to the right. And reach up and over. Deep slide. And then inhale, come on up. You're going to take your right hand to your hip. Let your left arm sweep high. And reach up and over. And then come your hands into your heart. I'm going to travel back down to the floor where it might be a little bit cooler. So hands at your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bow your way down. Inhale, straight legs, flat back. Bring your hands to the floor and walk yourself backwards. Find a downward facing dog. Take a little time here. And then dip your knees down. Bring your big toes together. Separate your knees. And sit your hips back for child's pose. All right, from our child's pose, we're going to come down to our belly. So you might want to make sure that you have that block, or if it was a pillow that you were sticking under, that you had with you, we're going to stick it under our head. And have it nearby. You also might want your other block nearby. We're going to come down onto our left-hand side. And as you come down, you're going to stretch that left arm in front of you and come to lie on your side. So this is where you might want to stick a block, stick a pillow, something underneath your head. All right, you're going to take your right knee. You're going to bend that knee. And then you're going to let your knee and your thigh just fall forward so that you are twisting a little bit. And you might want to roll the upper chest open a little bit to the right, so you're opening in the other direction. And you might decide to stay right here and just relax that right arm down somewhere. Or you might take that right arm up towards the ceiling and then across your ear and let your fingertips touch down the floor behind you. If that feels like too much strain in your shoulder or the side body, you could take that second block or whatever you've got as a prop and place it underneath your right knee. We're going to hang out like this for a good 5 breaths, little time to marinate in the shape. Soak up all the goodness. Take a few more breaths here. Good. Relax your right arm by your side. And stretch your legs long again. And then see if you can bend your right knee and touch that foot with your left hand. I mean, with your right hand. All right, you might bend your left knee for a little bit of stability. And then you're just going to kick that leg back some. Good. Alternately, you might concentrate on pulling that heel in real close to your behind. It's getting a big stretch to the front of the thigh. Either way works. Take a few more breaths. Good release. And you're simply going to roll onto your back. So just coming out of the shape, scooching yourself towards the center of your mat, and coming to rest in stillness. A few breaths. All right, let's come to the other side. So you're going to stretch your right arm long in front of you. As you come to lie on your side, maybe you take the block underneath your head. And then you're going to bend your left knee. And you're going to let that leg flop forward so that you get that stretch. It's gentle, but a stretch to the outer hip of the thigh. And then roll your upper chest a bit backwards, so to the left. And then take that arm and reach it up and across your ear. We'll hang out here. Few breaths. Another couple moments. Settling into the shape of what you know is a longer hold. And then relax your arm by your side. And just straighten out your legs. Maybe you bend that right knee a little bit for stability. You're going to bend the left knee back and catch your foot. And you might kick that foot away from you, or you might stretch the front of your thigh by pulling your heel in towards your behind. Either way works. Keep moving the thigh back in space. And then let your leg go. Remove whatever support you have under your head and roll to your back. Just scooching yourself towards the center of your mat. Coming to stillness with the support of the floor below you. And then if you've got a block, you're going to lift up your pelvis and slide that block right underneath the back of you. If you were using books or hands or anything else like that, maybe you take a firm pillow underneath your butt this time. Let the weight of the body sink down. Take a few more moments here. And then for anybody that would like, you can take your feet up off the floor, just simply having your knees bent and your feet kind of dangling. Or you might choose to stretch your legs all the way up to the ceiling. Make sure that whatever support you have underneath you is comforting or supportive. You can always put your feet down and adjust it and come back up. And then you might want to take an approach like we did at the beginning of the class. Maybe your legs are a little bit separate so air can circulate around them. Maybe your arms are substantially away from your body so that your underarms are exposed and air can circulate around there. And if you're someone that gets a little swelling in your feet or your ankles, your toes, when the weather is hot, this is a really great shape to hang out in. You're basically taking any fluid that's accumulated in your feet and sending it back towards your heart so it can go back into circulation throughout the rest of your body. We'll stay like this just a couple more moments. And then slowly begin to lower your feet to the floor. Once they land, you can press them into the floor, lift yourself up, and take the block or whatever you've got underneath you out of the way. And then draw your knees in towards your belly and rock a little bit. Give yourself a massage. And then open your arms wide and see. And keeping the knees in place. And let them drop over to the left or twist. Keep rolling the chest and the upper body to the right. Adjusting that right arm if it feels uncomfortable. And settle in. And then come to the center. And scooch yourself a tiny bit to the left. And then bring your knees in towards the belly. And let your knees fall down. And then over to the right. Extending the upper chest. Open to the left. And then coming back to the center. Squeeze your knees in. And then let your feet come to the floor. I'm going to come from here to rest for a few minutes. So coming into Shavasana, just a short period of stillness on our backs, just like in the beginning of class. And just like in the beginning of class, you might decide to have your feet a little bit wide or your arms a little away from the body. Give yourself any support that you need, whether it's a pillow or something under your hips or your knees. And we'll just rest here in stillness. A few more minutes. as you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. Let a big inhale happen, and then exhale with an open mouth. And then roll yourself up in either direction, and you're going to come on up to a seat. And as you come to a seat, you want to prop yourself up on your block or on your pillow. I find that that's more comfortable. And bring your hands to your lap. Allow your eyes to close. And just take a few moments to notice how you feel as we bring our time together to a close. Noticing shifts in energy as well as shifts in how your body feels. And then we'll join our palms together at our heart. And we'll close simply by taking a deep bow of gratitude and appreciation towards one another. Thank you for being here with me this evening. And hopefully I'll see you in a few weeks. Have a great night.